Okay, class 5. This is your science class and we are going to start our revision chapter. Okay, so as we have done in our science class, we have done the short answers and today I will revise all the short answers with you. You have written it, I have given in the solved assignment also, but even then once I want to revise all the answers as because onwards Monday we will move towards our new chapters. Okay, so what is the mean by the dispersal of the seed? As we know, what is dispersal of the seed? The scattering of the seeds away from the mother plant is called dispersal. So why it is needed? Why the dispersal is needed? It is needed to get the sufficient nutrients, water and sunlight and space to grow well. Because if all seeds will gather in a one place, if all seeds will become crowded within one place, then what will happen? Suppose take one example, if one cake is given in your class and all the students, out of 39 students, you have to take the cake pieces from the same cake. What will happen? You will get very small cake piece. Maybe you will have carving for the more cake, but you will not get, so this will not sufficient for all the students. Just like that, if the all seeds gathered together and crowded within a one place, they will fight for the sunlight, water and nutrients, and none of them will get the sufficient light, water and nutrients, so they will not grow well in the same place. That's why scattering of seed is very much needed for the well growth of the plants. So what is the question? Question was there, what is mean by dispersal of the seed? So the scattering of the seeds away from the mother plant is called dispersal of the seed, and it is needed to get sufficient nutrients, water and sunlight for the good growth. Okay. Now the very next question, what is mean by germination? As we know, when the seed is started to sprout and they become changes from the growing plants to changes into the young plant, and young plant again changes into a full or a grown up plant. So this is called the germination. What in the scientific language, what we have to write? The growth of the baby plant within a seed to form the seedling or the young plant is called germination. And germination needed, what the germination needed? Germination needed appropriate sunlight, appropriate sufficient water and sufficient sunlight and sufficient air. Otherwise it will not germinate, because it is a process in which all the enzymes are being activated inside the seed and they grow into a new plant. So the life is coming towards the seed. As before it, the seeds are in a dormant stage, they are not growing well, they are just kept in a jar or kept somewhere else. So when we are activating this seed, that means the sufficient air, water, sufficient sunlight, these all are needed to grow the plant. Understood? So what is the germination? The growth of a baby plant with the seed to form the seedling or the young plant is called germination, and germination needed sufficient air, water and sunlight. Okay. Now the next question is a moral making type question, but still it is a very good question. Plants question is, plant gives us, it is a statement actually, plants gives us many useful things without expecting anything in exchange. And the questions are there, name any 3 things that we get from the plants. So we know lots of things we get from the plant, whether we are wearing the clothes, that we are getting the plants, we are getting whatever we are respiring, the oxygen we are getting from the plants, all the edible things, all the product for the perfumes, from perfume to cloth, all the things we are getting from the plant. Even when we are making our houses, that time also we need the plant products. Okay, so these all things are needed for the plants. You can choose any 3 things to write, whatever we are getting from the plant. I have chosen 3 things. They are 3 things that we get from the plants are food to eat, medicines to cure and oxygen to breathe. So these all three things are very essential. That's why I have chosen that. But that is your own choice. You can choose any three things which we get from the plant. Okay. Now, very next question is given here. Should we also help others without expecting anything from them in the return? So, it is a moral making question, though it's a very good question. So, should we... Plants give us all the essential things to survive, as it gives us food, clothes, medicine, life surviving, oxygen. These all we are getting from the plant, but plant is not expecting anything from us. So like it, we should also help the needy persons and the poor people without expecting them in return. Why? Because poor people, needy people, they are always in need, no? They do not know how to repent the things and how to give back these things. And we also don't have to expect anything from them because they are helpless. That's why they are taking our help, and they are we have to help them. So the answer is, plant gives us all the essential things to survive without expecting anything from us. So just like them, we should help needy and the poor people without expecting them in return, just like the plants. Understood? So this is the answer we have to write. And the next question, what are the Rabi crops? The crops that are grown from November to April are called the Rabi crops. So when what are the crops? If we want some examples, there are wheat, gram, pea, all the things which grow in the winter seasons, they are called the Rabi crops. Okay, that's why onwards November we get all the things or the essential things which are especially grow in the winter season. So Rabi crop is especially meant for the winter season, and it's sown in November and we get it in the April. So these all things we get from the Rabi crop. Understood? So that's all for all the short answers today, and today I'm just stopping it here. In my next video we will discuss the long answers. Thank you for watching the video, and goodbye. Stay well.